All right, so back in October, the Dolphins beat the Steelers 30-15, and they held Big Ben Roethlisberger to just 189 yards passing, but Big Ben was also dealing with a knee injury at the time. But what else in that game did the Dolphins defense do that they might be able to repeat this weekend?
I think in that game, a good defense was a really good offense, and part of that was that Jay Ajayi went crazy in that game. It was the first game in this stretch of a couple of 200-yard games, and had another 100-plus yard game the next week. So what they did was they forced the Steelers into obvious passing situations and took Le'Veon Bell out of the game. My guess is this time around, Steelers aren't going to let that happen. They're going to be sticking to that running game, giving the ball to Le'Veon Bell if at all possible. The issue you run into in comparing these two games, number one, the Steelers hadn't seen this Dolphins attack, and that was a much different Dolphins team the first few games of the year heading into that one. And number two, Roethlisberger was injured. He got hurt more in that game, and the Dolphins were also a lot healthier in that game. They're really going to miss both Mike Pouncey and Rashad Jones, who've been out the last few games, but they were very prominent in that ball game. So, I think as much as you like to be confident and take something from that game from a confident standpoint, it's kind of tough to compare the two games.
How about, though, how the Dolphins were able to cover Antonio Brown?
That was great. I think a lot of that had to do with you got Rashad Jones on the back end, who's phenomenal. I think he's really underrated throughout the league. In many ways, he's the quarterback of this defense, and he's out. And I think he's the type of guy that, of all the players, and you take the starting quarterback out of the mix because that's a different situation. That's always going to be the most important position on the field. But I think Rashad Jones is the one that nationally is not getting the sort of run with his injury that's kind of made this Dolphins team a little bit different. And they found ways to win without him. I think they're going to have to find a way to step up. They got two backups playing safety. Byron Maxwell wasn't able to play this past weekend with an injury, starting cornerback, so they're hoping to get him back for this game. They need to get healthy, and they need the backups to step up in a way that they have to play a little over their heads, and I think everybody needs to do that in the playoffs anyway, but I think even more so when you got backups playing important spots like that.